Naga Students Federation aro Eastern Naga Students Federation pra Nagaland laga sarkar ke Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan aro Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan to 2010 aro 13 sal laga teachers kan upor regularize kuribole janaise. Naga Political Mamla upor Parliament Committee kan majo ekta meeting rakhibole ayojan kurikena ase April 9 te Chief Minister laga Residential Complex State Banquet Hall Kohima te Neba Kuno Prasop panel members aro Lok aro Rajat Sabha MPLS aro MP members kan ke bi hessa lobole janaise. Twensang laga District Planning and Development Board meeting loise DC Conference Hall Twensang te meeting te forum members kan Prasap Divisional Planning and Development Board Longkim headquarter te set up kuribole opor kota patise. Union Home Minister Amit Shah ba Parliamentary Official Language Committee kan 37th meeting Delhi te manishe aro Home Minister pra meeting te tinta main points se emphasize kurise meeting te faisla loise class 10 tak Hindi laga subjects to compulsory kuribo aro Nagaland milaikena alak North Eastern states pra Government of India laga faisla ke manzur kuribole. Dimapur shehar de traffic diktari laga opor sa homoy dikhi paise ki bishi manu khan to wheeler laga parking slot te 4-wheeler park kure nohili bi 4-wheelers jaka te 2-wheeler park kure aro traffic diktari laga karan to janda khan gari bhal pra park nokri kena rasta te bon kuri thaka karan ase koikna janise. Good evening viewers, apni kan sai ase Nagaland TV laga prime time news. Ami listen line chen ase eta details suni lobo. Naga Students Federation aro Eastern Naga Students Federation pra Pradesh laga sarkar ke 2010 aro 2013 batch laga teachers nimite Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan aro Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan regularize kuribole yat dilaise. Pradesh laga sarkar pra khwa hisab idu mamla 18 months bitorte sai dibo koise. Aro itu deadline to April 17 te khotom hoi ase. Joint Representation Ektate NSF President Kekwa Hyun Tep aro ENSF President Ching Mak Chang Sarkar pra mamla 18 months te khotom kuri dibo koikena 18 October 2020 te notification dia opor Sarkar ke yat dilaise aro mamla to April 17 laga age lui jabole na paribo koise. NSF aro ENSF koise judi Sarkar takhan laga khota pura kuribole na parile Federation pra dangor kadam uthabo teaching community laga bhal karone idu nimite Federation pra sarkar ke juldi ekta kadam uthabi koikna binti kurise. Parliamentary Committee kan ekta meeting rakhibole ase Naga political issue porte aro Parliamentary Committee on Naga issue laga members niba chronopra sub elected members Lok Sabha aro Rajya Sabha laga MPs ke bi meeting te hissa lobi koise. Meeting to April 9 te matishe aro meeting to State Banquet Hall Chief Minister's Residential Complex te pra lobole ase. Chronopra members aro MPs sub ke meeting bhal pra attend kuribole koise. Union Home Minister aro Minister of Cooperation Amit Shah pra Friday te Parliamentary Official Language Committee laga 37th meeting Delhi te manishe. Union Ministers of State for Home Ajay Kumar Mishra, Nitish Pramanik, Vice Chairman of Official Language Parliamentary Committee, Britha Ramin Mathap aro alak members bi meeting te shamil hoise. Meeting te Shah pra committee report laga 11th volume President ke dibole approve kurise. Shah pra koise Official Language Committee kam kura pace aro ekta tenure te tinta report teish laga president ke report kura to ekta achievement ase. Union Home Minister pra tinta main points te emphasize kurise. Recommendations te janiato July moinate ekta meeting rakhibole lage aro tate official language laga secretary pra members kan ke volume wise laga report implement kurial janabo lage. Second point e class 9 tak laga students ke Hindi laga elementary knowledge dibo aro Hindi teaching examination te dian dibo kushe. Third point laga under te Union Home Minister pra Hindi dictionary to revise kurikina republish kuribole janaishe. Chairperson Official Language Committee Amit Shah pra kushe Prime Minister Narendra Modi pra fesla luato government chula bole to official language ase aro itu karan Hindi laga zaruri to uthibo kushe. Shah pra members kan ke janaishe cabinet laga 70% agenda to Hindi te prepare kuri ase. 22,000 Hindi teachers ke North East laga 8 states te recruit kuri kina ase aro North East laga 9 tribal communities pra taikan laga dialect scripts to Devanagari te bodli kuriya janishe. North East laga 8 states pra class 10 tak Hindi zaruri banabole fesla loikina ase koikna janaishe. Viewers, ami bra itia khobor janai kina aha nishna yate central government pra Hindi class 10 tak compulsory banabo koikina janai dia oporte northeastern laga state alak states la government kan pra approve krishe aro itia to aji pra loikina Hindi to class 10 tak compulsory hoikina jabole ase. Tu laga report hi amikhan laga journalist Loreni logot ki hoyase aro kinaga establish hoikina jabo itu laga oporte khota phatibo. Yes, itia man laga backstage te phone ke connect kuru boli koshish kura homoite mui arobi itu laga khobor oporte hi arobi ekbar janai dikna jabo. Union Home Minister Amit Shah aro Minister of Cooperation Amit Shah pra Friday te Parliamentary Official Language Committee laga 37th meeting Delhi te rakhishe. Union Ministers of State for Home Ajay Kumar Mishra, Nitish Pramanik, Vice Chairman of Official Language Parliamentary Committee, Brithari Mathap, aro alak members be meeting te shamil thakishe. Meeting te Shah pra committee report laga 11th volume President ke dibole approve korishe. Shah koishe Official Language Committee pra kam kura pes aro ekta tenure te tinta report desh laga President ke report kura to ekta achievement ase. Union Home Minister pra tinta main points te emphasize korishe. Recommendations te jania to July moina te ekta member rakhibole lage aro tate official language laga secretary pra members kan ke volume wise laga report implement kuribole jana bole lage. Second point e class 9 tak laga students ke Hindi laga elementary knowledge dibo aro Hindi teaching examinations te dian dibo kushe. Third point laga under te Union Home Minister pra Hindi dictionary to revise kurikina republish kuribole janaishe. Amikan Viewers, amikan itia man laga senior producer Dipyantu Chakraborty logo phone te connect kuribo aro tai logot itu implement kura aro Hindi dictionary kan khulikena jabole opor ki importance ase itu kan te khoda patina jabo. Yes, Dipyantu, would you like to give a highlight about this to me, because there is news coming that Hindi would be made compulsory subject in class 10 and also that we would be having a Hindi dictionary very soon. Yes, I would like to repeat my question once again for our Dipyantu, for our content producer Dipyantu. So, as per Home Minister has stated in the meeting, he has stated that Hindi would be made compulsory for class 10, till class 10. And also there is a news coming up that there would be a Hindi dictionary coming up soon. So, what is the remark that the other dignitaries have given on this, and what would happen if Hindi becomes a compulsory subject till class 10?
Asan, as you have just briefed our viewers, and we are continuously We'd like to give all the information to our viewers. Yesterday, a special meeting was held in New Delhi, and that meeting was of the 37 meeting of the Parliamentary Official Language Committee, that has been presided by the Union Home Minister Amit Shah, including other top officials like Union Minister of States for Home, Ajay Mishra, and Nitish Pramanik, Vice Chairman of Official Language Parliamentary Committee, Harita Hari Mahatab, and other members of the committee, if I'm not pronouncing their name wrong, they were present in the meeting, and in that meeting, the committee unanimously, approved sending the 11th volume of the committee's report to the President of India. So whatever move that has been taken by the central government is they has moved the recommendation report, the committee's recommendation to the President of India, and it is waiting for President's signature or nod to finally implement the order that we are talking about. So I would like to clarify this point very clear, that as of now, we cannot say that Hindi is compulsory unless and until it is signed by the government, President of India, Honorable President of India. So once this report is approved, then we can say that this directive will come into effect, And specifically during the meeting, the Union Home Minister emphasized on three main points. I would like to once again mention those points. The first was that committee is requested to hold a meeting in July, in the next months of July, for implementation of the recommendations made from first to 11th volume of the report. Just a while ago, I said that the 11th volume recommendation has been put forward to the President of India, and during the meeting, Union Home Minister Amit Shah said that Secretary of the Official Language Committee should inform the members about the implementation of the volume-wise report in that meeting. That means whether every implementation of the volume-wise from 1 to 11, whether it has been implemented or not, that will be discussed in that meeting that will gonna take place in the month of July. The second point that the Union Home Minister specifically stressed upon is that he has emphasized on giving elementary knowledge of Hindi to students up to class 9. So here he has stressed on giving elementary knowledge of Hindi to class 9 and pay more attention to Hindi teaching examinations, as the government of India has that stand that since the Hindi is the national language and it is now, whenever it comes to the agenda of the cabinet, 70% of the agenda cabinet is prepared in the language of Hindi. So that's why now Hindi teaching should be given more importance, and elementary knowledge of Hindi is must up to class 9. This point has been stressed by the Union Home Minister, And the third point, I'm coming directly to the third point, is that in that cabinet meeting, the Union Home Minister justified the move to make Hindi as official language, is that now he has said that it is to be done because it will unite the country. What he has said in the meeting, He said that when citizens of states speak in other language, communicate with each other, it should be in the language of India. Specifically talking about Hindi, he said that it should be in the language of India. That means he's talking about the language of Hindi. And he also said that Hindi should be accepted as an alternative to English and not to local languages. Mind it, Asan, this point is very much important. He said that Hindi should be accepted as an alternative to English, not to the local languages. And he said, unless we make, that means Government of India make, or the country make Hindi flexible by accepting words from other local languages, it will not be propagated. These are very crucial points that has been made by Union Home Minister Amit Shah during the meeting, and the release has been posted by the Press Information Bureau. It has come through the PIB. And when it comes to Northeast, he has categorically mentioned few more points, that 22,000 Hindi teachers have been recruited in 8 states of Northeast to promote Hindi. That means to popularize the national language, more than 20,000. To be precise, as per his statement, 22,000 Hindi teachers have been recruited in all the northeastern states over the period, and the move can be seen basically to popularize the language in the region. As you know, in northeastern states, Hindi is not that much popular when you compare it to the northern part of the India. So to popularize the national language in the northeastern part, specifically the government has emphasized on appointing 22,000 Hindi teachers during the period. And furthermore, 9 tribal communities in the Northeast have converted their dialect scripts into Devanagari. And as you know, the Hindi that derives from a part of Sanskrit and a part of Urdu is basically written in the Devanagari script. So already 9 tribal communities of the Northeast have converted their dialect scripts in Devanagari. Well, though the statement hasn't mentioned which tribal communities have done that, so it's not clear which tribal communities he's talking about. But the statement says that 9 tribal communities has converted their dialect scripts to Devanagari. And the most and the major important point that he has highlighted is that all 8 northeastern states, I repeat, all 8 northeastern states have agreed to make Hindi compulsory in schools up to class 10. That means a student who enrolled in the pre-primary section or in the primary section, until that student clears his board exams or her board exams till class appears in the final exam of class 10, Hindi will be a compulsory subject. But till date, we knew that when we studied in schools, Hindi was compulsory till class 8, and in the class 9 and 10, it was an optional subject. We could have chosen out of other subjects, and Hindi, it was our fourth subject or optional subject, and that was totally depending upon the student's wish or choice. But however, this move will make Hindi compulsory in up to class 10.
Yes,
that means it will be a
Dibyandu, can you hear
compulsory
me?
subject
I would
till
like
class
to
10.
interrupt you with a
Somehow,
question.
That is
Hello,
a very
Dibyandu.
crucial point that has been mentioned by Union Minister Amit Shah.
Yes, Dibyandu, I would like to interrupt you with a question. Keeping the status of Nagaland in mind, and also getting to know that as English is the official language of Nagaland, so would it be a change? Would it be something difficult for Naga students as well as this Nagaland government to bring Hindi as the elementary subject? And also getting to know that we have lots of Hindi teachers, but then requirement, and there are lots of unemployed teachers, keeping in mind all these things. So do you think, or what is your opinion, what is your stand on this, that Hindi becoming this compulsory language for till class 10 students? What would be your take on that?
Yes, definitely very, very important question that you have raised. Hindi, as far as you say, Hindi is not a very common language in a state like Nagaland, which is a very predominantly a Christian state, and English is the lingua franca, you can say, when it comes to the official language is concerned. So in schools, although the statement has said that the northeastern states have enrolled 22,000 teachers over the period, to promote or to popularize the Hindi language. However, it is not clear that how many Hindi teachers are there in the state of Nagaland. That is point number one. And often in the past few months, when we have heard some news, we have always highlighted that Hindi teachers who were appointed from year 2012, if I'm not mistaken the year, from that period, a lot of Hindi teachers are facing problems over their salaries, irregularity of their salary. So that is also another problem. So it is very much important that ratio of Hindi teachers, as far as the schools are concerned, the student-teacher ratio of Hindi is always a matter of thing that we need to notice. And whether this move will make out or pave way for more Hindi teachers enrollment in coming days, that will be an interesting point to see. And furthermore, when it comes to the general perception or the people's perception, as you have already said, it will be difficult, or it will be very challenging for the people of Nagaland to accept Hindi as a compulsory subject, as I'm sure most of the schools, although I'm not from Nagaland, but whatever little bit of knowledge that I have about the state, is the maximum states schools are run by the government, and some of the schools are run by Christian missionaries and some other organizations also. So in those schools, as we've already mentioned, that the language that mostly used is English. So the students, the society, or the people, although a few of them, are nowadays have got well versed with the national language, but the percentage is very less. People are more fluent and more easy and more adapted to the language that is English. So when Government of India's move says that Hindi will be a compulsory subject up to class 10, so that definitely will make some doubts in the students, the student fraternity, and the parents and the school bodies as well. So it will be a very crucial development that we will have to keep an eye. And I hope that in coming days, the organizations, the student bodies, they will also have will give their reactions over the decision of Government of India to implement Hindi as a mandatory subject in school level. So definitely that move or this move that has been taken by the committee will draw a lot of attention and reactions in coming days, Asan. And it will be quite challenging for the people of Nagaland or especially the students, who need to now start afresh if they are not well equipped with the language. So that will create some problems. What that I can assume for now, Asan.
Yes, also Dibyantu, keeping in mind that Nagaland we have our own common language subject, mother tongue language. So students study mother language as well, and also this Hindi language to make it compulsory till class 10. Don't you think that there will be students who would face little hard, because as Nagas knowing the knowledge of us, knowing our tradition, knowing our customs, knowing our history, we are tribal people and we have our own languages. With that, we also have Nagamese as our common language, and we also, as I have mentioned, we also study our tribal language, our own mother tongue language as a subject. So mother tongue language and Hindi language. With that, we have English language. So there will be three important subjects in the syllabus. So what do you think this would become?
Yeah, definitely. As I already said, the point is whether it will be good for the student fraternity or it will create more confusion. Although Government of India is, they are stand firm that they want the national language to be implemented in all activities, government-related activities, in the offices, government offices, in the institutions, educational institutions. So this move they are trying although this stand is pro-Hindi move, but as far as the northeastern region is concerned, the region is as I said, Hindi here is not a language that is accepted or adopted by all the section of society. So that is why, first of all, the very first point that the northeastern people or the people of Nagaland will be thinking about is how to adapt with this kind of directive. What will be the step? It will take some time. As I have, if you ask me a personal note, I have been in touch with a very few various section of society, and I have also friends with some people from Nagaland. So when I interact with them or I have talked to them, I have seen or I have witnessed that it is the language they are not that much comfortable. When I talk to somebody from Nagaland, I find that they are more comfortable speaking in English rather than Hindi. Sometimes they also ask me or somebody from this part of region if they find something difficult to understand which is in Hindi. So from that, I have a perception that the people of Nagaland, they sometimes find it a bit difficult to accept or adapt with the language that is English. Sorry, I beg your pardon, Hindi. So from that overview, I have a notion that people of Nagaland will find it a bit difficult to accept or adapt with the language, especially as I think you people are better aware than me. But I have seen the students who are from English medium. They were not. As I said, Hindi was not a regular language in the schools of Nagaland. So now it will create a lot of reactions, as I already said. So it will be interesting to see what the student bodies, the officials or the school or authorities now say after this directive comes into effect. But as of now, I would once again like to clear one point that it has not been signed by the government, President of India. So once it is signed by President Ramnath Kovind, the directive will come into effect. But as of now, as I said, the government's move is that till class 10, they are going to make the Hindi language, the national language, compulsory in all the schools.
Thank you, Dibyandu, for coming and sharing a big news and also putting your highlights on this. I hope that the government of Nagaland and the rest in northeastern states government would hopefully implement this in a positive way, where the students would take this as a positive step, and it would also implement our nation. Government Higher Secondary School Parent Laga Atal Tinkering Inaugural Program aro Platinum Jubilee Laga Curtain Riser Friday din loise. Program te Deputy Commissioner Parent aro School Managing Board Chairman Senti Wapang Ayer pra kota phata homoy janaise. Government Higher Secondary School Parento fortunate ase. Atal Tinkering Laga Lab thaka nimite aro School Infrastructure Committee thakilebi School bhal kam kuri kena ja opor khushi janaise. Tai pra School Management aro Administration ke badai janaise inaka bal schemes July kena students kan nimite kam kura pra. Ayer pra students community aro teachers kan ke pura facilities chulabi khoise future laga innovators hobole aro gyan thakibi khoise. Atal Tinkering Lab to ekta flagship initiative ase Government of India Atal Innovative Mission laga Niti Ayog underte. Aro Unit of Science and Educational Development UNISED IIT Kanpur pra Samagra Shiksha Nagaland logot collaborate kurikina mentor kura laga ase. Twensang Laga District Planning and Development Board meeting Friday in Loise. This is Conference Hall Twensang Te. Meeting the Deputy Commissioner and Vice Chairman DPDB Twensang Kumar Ramanikant Laga Chairman under Loise. Meeting the forum members Kanpra Sub-Divisional Planning and Development Board Longkim Headquarter te set up Kuribo Thaka Oporde Kota Patishe. Members pra ESC Chare to STOC Headquarter te upgrade Kuribo Oporte aro Twensang Laga dumping site issue Oporte bi Kota Patishe. Meeting te MLA Mitung Yuba Sanctum bi Shamil Takishe. Zinhepoto District Task Force kan 13th April 2022 te meeting rakhibole ase. This is Conference Hall Sham Ek Pachite. Idu khobor ke Deputy Commissioner Zinhepoto Rahul Bandudas Mali IAS pra janaise. DTF members of ke meeting te ahikena shamil hobole pinti kurise. District te mock exercise thakibole upor khota phatibole nimite DC pra alak notification ekta te meeting rakha laga maksad janaise. Mock exercise to 14th April 2022 putor 11 baji DC's Conference Hall Zinhepoto te thakibo aro sob concerned departments ke meeting te shamil hobole koise. University Grants Commission schemes extend kuridisha koekina Ministry of Education Secretary Professor Rajneesh Jain pra public notification de janaise. 32 UGC schemes under te 29K March 31 2023 tak extend kuridisha. Aro bachia tinta to taikan laga tenure tak hobo. Commission pra 31st March 2022 de meeting rakhate UGC ke extend kuribole faisla loise. University Grants Commission schemes extend kuridisha koekina Ministry of Education Secretary Professor Rajneesh Jain pra public notification de janaise. 32 UGC schemes under te 29K March 31 2023 tak extend kuridisha. Aro bacha tinta to taikan laga tenure tak hobo. Commission pra 31st March 2022 te meeting rakha te extend kuribole faisla loise. Khongsa area public organization pra support kurikena kapo citizens kan kun government servant ase tai kan sob age ahikena poisa contribute kurise aro Khongsa town phase 1 aro phase 2 laga rasta banabole modot kurise road construction laga kam to Friday pra shuru kurise aro pungro laga ESC nuhuta thunye aro tai laga dubashi pra construction site visit kurise Khongsa town to administrative circle ekta ase aro Indo Myanmar border laga osarte ase Khongsa town to 2014 te establish kurise aro jani paise town bitorte road connectivity iku thakanai Dimapur shehar to ekta commercial hub of Nagaland koikena jane manukan alak rasta te ahe ja kura Dimapur te gari kan bishi hoikena bishi traffic hui thaka dikhi pai ase traffic diktari laga karan to janda kan pra gari bhal pra park nakuri kena rasta te bon kuri thaka karan bi hoy Nagaland TV pra jaikena Dimapur shehar te itu diktari kan laga oporte sa homoy dikhi paise bishi manukan two wheelers laga parking slot te four wheeler park kure nolibi four wheeler laga jaga te two wheeler park kure Padampukri laga area te diversion te manu khan khushi turns khan loikena accidents khan nishna alak diktari khan hua janishe janda khan ke idu oporte bal prasaikena traffic rules khan chulaile bal hobo aro khota manikena khushi turns khan naloile bal hobo koikena binti kurise
to amian ekta gomon chado idu drivers khange amnian idu morom braidu traffic laga guidelines to follow gole bishi bhalo kile mane age de kwal nishna yede unnecessary the turning marigena idu kette khushara idu accident khan bi bishi hua amian dikhibo parise idone ekta driver ange ekta gomon chado amnian traffic guidelines follow gole do idu accidents khan bi avoid ho nole bi idu public khan thengma birang khan bi tang khan bi bishi asan ho jai idone apnian idu era jodi idu padamur get cha segli do idu age ba turn na kurina idu phalwa direction lugina idu traffic laga idu guidelines follow gole idu amna nge jana jase amya na Dimapur town dule do ekdom congested ase ona idu amya sabon chane ase enaka homoi de main town khan de rasta bi ekdom chutu thaka time de idu gari khan side te inappropriate parking korna idu traffic congestion bishi hui jai bi amya dikhibo pare ase amya ekbar sare do two wheeler park korle jaga de four wheeler park korna rakhi de nole bi idu four wheeler park korna thakibor jaga de idu two wheeler bi rakhi na thake enaka homoi de idu ami kan Karian play ground de diktari bishi huija dikhi ase itorne ami kan ekta awareness nole ekta apni gomon chado itorne apni jodi do town de ahi ase guli to apni na gari phala park kurdu gule to apni ki janai de ase ami joa gali nisna do traffic khan bra phal kam gra dikhi paise takan do inappropriate parking khan de do wheel lock lagai de ami dikhibo parse itorne apni bi do traffic guidelines to follow korna apni na gari do phala park kuri kina idu rasta de biramanan hulebi nolebi to karira town gramanan bi phalba itu play role itu apply gole bishi phalo gorno itu amne gibi janai dase itu report lagule samoi
Nagaland Liquor Total Prohibition Act 1989 laga bitorte Dimapur District Excise Officer Narcotic Cell and Mobile Squad of Excise Department Thursday dinte India met foreign liquor laga 2,05,961 bottles aro desh prabana mudu 308 cases 116 liters rupees 2.72 crore dam laga mudu biya kuri dishe Excise Department pra khwa hisab Liquor Destruction Board to Excise laga Deputy Commissioner Katoho Sumi pra chair kurise program te Excise and Prohibition laga Commissioner Hoto Lu Su Department laga tinta wings ke congratulate kurise kam bhal kurani mite aro department ke enaka bhal kam kuri thakibole aro Nltv Act opor bishi khota jani mite criticism paile bi manuk munchutu nokuri kena kam kuribi koi kena janaise Jogin range laga bitorte tinta bostite free health camp ayojan kurise Thursday din Indian Red Cross Seminyo district pra camp organize kurise idu homoy health aro veterinary department pra choita doctor hissa luise 150 patients nishina itu camp te ilaj kurise aro 200 janmar ke bi marise biji marise Parliamentary Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana laga 6th phase Thursday din shuru huise. FCI Godown, KV Jau Colony, Dimapurte. Food and Civil Supplies laga Director V. Lovitoli Semapra flag huise. Scheme to Sarkar laga pro-poor initiative ase. Itu scheme laga bitorte free pra dukhia manukan ke food grants kan bag kure. Maki Khan imite workshop kam skill training ekta ayojan krushe April 6 Deputy Commissioner laga conference hall wakate. Itu training tekinaka mobile applications kan chula bole lage itu opor jankari dishe. Itu training to District Skill Committee Woka District Administration aro District Level Center for Women Mahila Shakti Kendra pra National Institute of Electronics and Information Technology logate milikina ayojan krushe. Itu workshop to 3ta sessions te thakishe. Parent laga Government High School DC Colony te thaka upgrade huise aro Government Higher Secondary School te Science Stream anishe Thursday din. School Education laga Advisor KT Shukalupra inaugurate khuise. Idu homoy Shukalupra khuise bacha khan laga pura likhato community aro department laga kam ase. Idu nimite sarkar pass facilities kan di ase. Government Higher Secondary School te Science Stream laga introduction kura homoy Shukalu khuise lagi thaka facilities sob dibo aro Pradesh te Postgraduate Teachers Committee thaka laga mamla opor pi sabok huise. School Education Department pra DEOs, SR, SDEOs aro SDEOs kan takan laga jurisdiction te thakia sob school kanste school laga gate nahoile school laga osorte 3x2 signboard thalibole instruction dishe. Signboard de cigarette aro alak topeko saman kan school laga 100 meters bitorde bikato prohibited ase aro kotpa 2003 laga bitorde pra saza dibo koikina likhibole janaise. School laga Education Director Shanavasi koise idu kadam to educational institutions ke topeko free kuribo nimite uthaise aro survey hisab school students 13 to 15 sal laga bacha kan 43% pra bia samanchula nimite kotpa 2003 laga bitorde pra hali dishe koikina janaise. Dimapur Electric Division te thakia consumer sobke power department pra Thursday dinte meter puria manukhan ke electric bill nadibole yat dilaise. Electric bill ekla hi nohoile departmental kam sob nimite sub divisional office te parahi kuribole yat dilaise. Dimapur laga Electrical Division Executive Engineer Y Akito Sema prakoshe kunba customers tekhan laga light bill meter sa manukhan laga hatte diato illegal ase aro meter sa manukhan laga kam to consumer khan ke light bill dibole aro ahya mohina laga light bill karne meter readings kuribole hi ase koshe. Itu nimite light bill kan sub division office Dipupar police station laga osorte aro online mod pra DB koikina website bi dishe. Engineer pra Dimapur office laga bitor employees kan ke illegal activities kuria durile dongor action lobo koikina janaise. BJP 58 Assembly Constituency Shamator Chesore Party pra 6th April Chesori Area Treasure Te Foundation Day manaise. Program te Y Akum VP Mandal 58 Assembly Constituency to special guest thakise aro tai pra flag host kruse. Y Akum pra kota patia homoy janaise. BJP party kanto ekta takat thakia firm ase aro ahiboli tin debi phal pra kam kuribole icha ase koikina janaise. Pukupoto laga first interdepartmental sports meet Thursday din shuru huise local ground Pukupoto te. MLA Y Vikeho Supra idu meet te special guest kuise. Idu homoy Supra sob manuke sports laga rasta te manu banabole contribute kuribi kuise. Idu meet te department sob charta group te bag kurikena football, badminton aro maki khan laga volleyball exhibition match khilise. Chumukirimate mock exercise hobole thaka opor meeting ekta patishe Thursday din Additional Deputy Commissioner Dr. Kuzopra meeting chair kurishe. Idu meeting te Deputy Commissioner of Police Chumukirima Chief Medical Officer Dimapur State Disaster Response Force Dimapur aro alak group khan kishim mamla opor pachit kurishe. Earthquake 8.7 aha nishna kurikena Friday din 11 bajite mock drill exercise kuribole ase Chumukirimate. Hill State People's Democratic Party Laka Chief KB Pangniang pra Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma ke kota pra hamla krise. Pangniang koise tinta Bosti, Joypur, Salbari aro Hawapara kun Puila West Khasi Hills laka bitorte thakise. Itiado Assam te transfer huise. Juapar March Mainate Sangma aro Assam laga Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma pa border laga chamela khotom kuribo nimite pact sign kurate Meghalaya ke jaga dia laga liste itu bosti khan laga nam nai koshe HSPDP koshe local manu laga manzur khilaf itu transfer kurise agreement sign kura hisab Assam to 18.46 square kilometer pabole ase aro Meghalaya to 18.33 square kilometer pabo itu mamla opor jainti Hills laga local leaders pra takan laga bosti Assam ke dibo pare koikina monduk janaise. Mizoram te oil company aro Mizoram based oil transporters bitorte chamela ullah khan karan petrol aro diesel shortage hua dikhipai ase. Mizoram IOCL Transporters Forum MITF pra Indian Oil Corporation Limited pra tel transport kuribole laga rate fix kuri dia opor agitation shuru kuria homoy April 1st pra tel laga import Mizoram te komti huise. Mizoram te school khan sop wapas khulia pichete tel shortage hua shuru huise. Eneka hulibi Mizoram laga minister ekjon pra Thursday din koise Mizoram te oil supply to wapas normal te ahibo. Itu laga opor te MITF Forum laga chairman pra koise forum pra oil company logate chamela to solve kuribole bishi para khota kurise hulibi idu bhal faisla te ania nai aro future te enaka chamela nahi bole nimite Mizoram laga sarkar ke oil depots rakhibole koise chairman pra koise members kunba prato Friday din pra shuru kurikina tel laga transportation shuru kuribole ase. Health Ministry pra Friday din janaise COVID-19 laga precaution dosto 18 sal pra opor khan karane April 10 pra shuru kurikena private vaccination centers te pabole janise 18 sal opor khan kun khan second dose loikena no moina huise idukan precaution dosto lobole paribo Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia pratai laga tweet te janaise idu precaution dose pra suraksha laga extra layer dibo koikena janaise. Prime Minister Narendra Modi pra Union Cabinet Chair kurikena Atal Innovation Mission to March 2023 tak extend kurise. Atal Innovation Mission pra deshte innovation culture aro entrepreneurial ecosystem oporde kam kuribo. Aro itu to AIM pra alak program pra janabo kuise. AIM pra target kuria khan to hoile 10,000 Atal Tinkers Labs, 101 Atal Incubation Center, 50 Atal Community Innovation Centers kan establish kuribo aro 200 startups ke via Atal New India Challenges pra modud dibo koikina janaise sarkar laga data hisab te idu kamte total budget expenditure to rupees 2000 crore nishna hobo idu mission to Niti Ayog laga under te set up kurikena ase aro finance minister laga declaration 2015 budget speech oporte ase koise AIM laga objective to hoile deshte innovation aro entrepreneurship kan school university research institutions MSME aro industry level se phela bole ase koise AIM pra infrastructure creation aro institution building debi focus kuria janise. Prime Minister Narendra Modi pra Friday din Janta Khan ke Mann ki Baat laga episode karone takhan laga bhapna ideas aro du khan copy kushe. Prime Minister Modi pra Mann ki Baat pra grassroots level te botli ana khan laga kisa khan batabi koi kina janaise. Prime Minister pra janaise bhapna ideas aro duk suk khan to MyGov NAMO app te pra janai dibi nohilibi 1800117800 number te dial kurikina message record kurikena pata bole paribo kushe. Prime Minister Modi pra Mann ki Baat laga 88 episode to 24 April 2022 de hobo kushe. Journalist ekta ke police station te kapra khuli bole dia laga nuksa social media de viral hua upor Congress MP Rahul Gandhi pra Friday din Madhya Pradesh sarkar ke khota pra hamla kurise. Gandhi pra Twitter de janaise democracy laga fourth pillar to lock up te biya kuri dishe. Journalist ke inaka hisab na thaka treatment dia nimite Gandhi pra sarkar ke kuse tai kan to hosa ke bhui khai. Journalist aro activist khan pra theater artist Tiraj Kunder ke giriftar kura oporte andolan ja nimite police pra tai khan ke giriftar kurise. Niraj ke giriftar kura laga karan to BJP MLA Kedarnath Shukla aro tai laga chokra Guru Dut opor obscene remarks dia nimite আছে. देश लगा सरकार प्रा गोकर्णनाथ टेम्पल ते हमला हुआ पिछले उत्तर प्रदेश लगा चीफ मिनिस्टर योगी आदित्यनाथ लगा सिक्योरिटी ते CRPF दली के ना बढ़ाई दिशे. आदित्यनाथ लगा लखनऊ रेसिडेंस ते सिक्योरिटी करने दुईटा CRPF बैटालियंस दली शे आरो वुमेन पर्सनल भी दली बोले आसे. यूपी चीफ मिनिस्टर योगी आदित्यनाथ तो टेम्पल लगा प्रीस्ट आसे आरो ताई टेम्पल ते बिशी आहाजा कुरा कारण टेम्पल ते हाई सिक्योरिटी ग्रिडी के ना आसे. Central Bureau of Investigation pra Thursday din jua moina laga Birham violence mamla opor puila arrest kurise. Idu mamla te 10 jon manu ke assault kurise aro julai dishe. 10 jon majote 5 ta maki aro 10 ta bacha bi shamil thakise. Idu mamla opor jankari pa hisab te CBI pra 4 jon suspect ke duri kena ase Mumbai pra. Idu Birbham te 10 jon ke hisab na kuri kena July dia to local Trinamool Congress leader Badu Sheikh laga hatia kuri dia nimite wapas tirai dia nishna ase koi kena ilzam dalishe. Idu mamla opor bi CBI pra propping jai opor Kolkata High Court khan bi shamil hui kena ase. Mamla opor te aro jankari dia hisab te CBI khan pra accused khan laga list banai kena ase. Aro itu list te TMC block president Anarul Hussain laga naam bi shamil thakise. Idu opor te West Bengal Chief Minister Mamta Banerjee pra Thursday din Hussain shamil thakya nimite arrest kuribole mang kurise. Prime Minister Narendra Modi pra Thursday din Congress Chief Sonia Gandhi, Samajwadi Party leader Mulayam Singh Yadav, National Conference Chief Farooq Abdullah aro alak opposition leaders khan ke lok paise. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla laga chamber te. Parliament laga budget session khodam hua pichete itu meeting patishe. Birla, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh aro Parliamentary Affairs Minister Pralhat Joshi bi meeting te shamil thakise. Birla kushe House laga dignity barabo nimite aro dialogue la aga level barabo nimite leaders khan lokode bachit kurise. Eastern Ukraine city Kramatorsk te duita rockets pra Friday din te mara pra 30 opor manu murise aro 100 opor manu jokom hoise. Sources hisab te station to Janta Khan ke evacuation kuribole chulai thakise Russia Ukraine larai chula homoite. To viewers apni kan sai thakise Nagamese Prime Time News ami imli salaim chen ase idu khobor kan loigina news to yati khatam kori di ase.
New YY Dynamite Instant Noodles. It's extra spicy. Taste